to add people to the voice, to our voice, to continue our advocacy, whether it's for direct care, whether it's for some of these bills, whatever the case may be, your voice is what's going to make it happen, just as we did it for direct care workers this year. I'm really appreciative and honored to see so many local faces and so many faces from around the state here today. Your participation is what's giving New Yorkers with Disabilities a stronger voice. So I encourage you the rest of the day to ask questions, share information, help spread the word. These videos are on my Facebook page, they're on my website. Feel free to share them with anybody you like, as many times as you like. For the rest of the day, we have an incredible lineup of special guest speakers that include state legislators as they stop in between the activities that we're doing today. There's a lot of statewide organizations that are going to be speaking, self-advocates and attendants, who are going to share their day-to-day challenges, their first-hand experiences in their own community, they're going to share their experiences from their own communities throughout the day. So, and that's very important. And if you want to speak, you should do so today. Come up to the podium and we'll find a spot for you. But with that, I'm very pleased now to introduce our Autism Action MC, who we advertised last year, and we're so pleased to have her back this year. She's here from News 10 ABC. She's an anchor there. She also has a personal connection. She's here with her son that I'm going to let her introduce. But I can't tell you how pleased I am to have Christina Arangio from News Channel 10 ABC here today. She's going to be our MC for the rest of this program. Let's give her a big round of applause and welcome her up to the stage.
Well, Assemblyman Santa Barbara was saying that the event has grown from last year, and that is clear to me just looking around today. Thank you all for being here and for taking the time to be a part of this very special Advocacy Day. And I want to thank Assemblyman Santa Barbara for inviting me here as part of Autism Action Day. I'm honored to be with you all in support of such important legislation and this very worthy effort. Assemblyman Santa Barbara, I commend you for being a tireless advocate for people with autism and developmental disabilities in general. Let's give him a huge round of applause. Thank you for all you do. You know that I too am the parent of a child with special needs. My 7-year-old son Luke has Down syndrome. I wish I brought him. He's in school though. He's in school right now. But he's doing great, and I so greatly appreciate all of your hard work, Assemblyman, trying to improve the quality of life for all New Yorkers living with developmental disabilities. It means so much. It is through strong initiatives like the comprehensive bill package that he's been talking about that Luke, his son Michael, and all those with special needs across our state, like Andrew Paulano, a tremendous self-advocate with Asperger's who is here today as well. Where is Andrew? Andrew's sitting right in the front here. You see he's raising his hand. Yes, a round of applause for Andrew. He is an avid News 10 ABC viewer, but he is also, as I mentioned, a self-advocate. And he is doing such a tremendous job spreading awareness, and you'll be hearing from him in just a little bit. But today we are all here so that hopefully our children will have greater opportunities to be independent and to lead better, more productive and fulfilling lives. It's what we all want for our children. And again, as I mentioned, I'm looking forward to hearing more from Andrew in a little bit. Autism Action New York, if passed into law, is designed to benefit all people with developmental disabilities. As you've heard, it addresses common communication issues, would make job placement more successful for people with special needs. It could even help homeowners build an apartment for a loved one with special needs on their property, and that just creates a living situation that fosters a greater level of independence. And there are new bills that the Assemblyman has talked about being introduced this year that would expand opportunities even more for people with special needs. As a parent of a child with Down syndrome, we certainly see the challenges our children face, but we also see just how capable they are, the tremendous potential, and we know that when they have the support and the resources, they can truly thrive. And again, this legislation is all about that. We know that desire for independence is innate, and I'm sure you all see it. I've seen it in my son, how truly capable he is. From zipping up his own jacket most recently, surprising us that he mastered that skill, which was a tremendous day, to washing his own face, putting on his own clothes, getting himself ready for school. He's very fortunate. He wants to be independent. And he is in a typical integrated classroom in the Shen School District, attending the same school as his older sister, my daughter Megan, and we're so proud of his recent success. Thanks to his efforts, and also the hard work of his entire school team. You talk so much about the people who help our children. Boy, they are everything, and I know a lot of you are here. What a difference you all make for our kids. And with the right resources, he's doing well in school, and he's so happy with his success. And I know Assemblyman, you talked about your son, you see the progress he makes, and then you see it in their face when it's something special for them, when they know they've accomplished something. We're starting to see more inclusion, and that's so important here in terms of the legislation that the Assemblyman is really pushing for. The research shows that not only do our children thrive in an inclusive environment, but those without special needs benefit as well by becoming more accepting. They're more tolerant, more understanding of someone else's needs. That's what's so great about Julia, right? The character in Sesame Street. It'll help more children understand our kids. This is all a win-win, just as Autism Action New York would be, because the legislation promotes this kind of social inclusion through its initiatives. Autism Action also now calls for a high school graduation participation program that the Assemblyman talked about, where school districts would allow all students with developmental disabilities to participate in high school graduation ceremonies. And that includes those who receive a Skills and Achievement Commencement credential in place of a Regents or local high school diploma. So they can be included in this milestone, in these ceremonies, these memory-making ceremonies, and share their pride with their loved ones and what they've been able to accomplish in school, because they've worked so hard. It would be so great to see that. They deserve that. The proposed legislation would also provide a better pathway to college education for those with special needs, offering specific career development, college degree programs, and a college campus experience, promoting, again, more integration in society. So here's the hard reality, though, and we know this as we work with people with special needs and we're affected in our family. As people with special needs grow up, they can become more isolated and really feel left out, at least in school. They have their friends there. It gets harder, from what I understand and what I'm learning, as they age. And that's why integration has to continue outside of the classroom, helping our children find employment by educating our employers to the specific needs of those with developmental disabilities. It will open the door to greater opportunities for our kids. Those with special needs, again, would be socially included and then have the ability to foster those lasting friendships in the workplace and give our children more meaning and more purpose in their lives. And I applaud you, Assemblyman Santa Barbara, for your proposed legislation to push for greater state employment opportunities. I was reading about this through what's called customized employment, basically job tasks in a traditional position that can be broken down, representing singular tasks or skill sets so that people with special needs can be employed and contribute more to society. It's a great idea. And we have to give employers and first responders the tools and the training that they need to better help our kids. And my son is incredibly fortunate. He's able to communicate his needs despite some speech delays, certainly, but being thrust into the special needs community, I know many people with developmental disabilities struggle with communication, and I know that's certainly the case for autism. This challenge with communication can cut them off from typical society, but it doesn't have to be that way. And part of the Assemblyman's legislation is advancing right now, and I know you're very proud of this, as you should be. It calls for that standard autism ID card that would really help law enforcement and first responders assist people who may have trouble communicating. We do worry about our kids so much that they won't be understood in the case of an emergency. Perhaps they will wander off. That's very common with children with DS as well, Down syndrome. They may run away in an impulsive moment. But I was delighted to hear that the Autism ID bill has passed the Assembly Mental Health Committee, bipartisan, unanimous support, and that is terrific news. We can definitely applaud that once again. And I know that we're all hoping to see a vote on the Assembly floor later this session on that. We'll keep you posted, right? We're dreaming big for my son Luke and for others like him with special needs. I see him going to college, finding meaningful employment, perhaps living on his own or at least in his own apartment on our property, even getting married. Autism Action New York could help make these typical milestones a reality for more people with special needs. So, help us spread the word about Assemblyman Santa Barbara's legislation. Every New Yorker, as I mentioned in the video that you saw, not just those with special needs, would really benefit because of what it stands for, a more inclusive society where we learn to appreciate each other's gifts and unique abilities and success in overcoming challenges. Many parents of children with special needs, they have this fear that their children will never be accepted, loved by others, or appreciated. We can do better. We have to do better. We need Autism Action New York to become law. And again, Assemblyman Santa Barbara, thank you for inviting me to be a part of this. It's an honor, and we do want to hear from all of you now who've taken the time out of your day to be here to keep promoting our initiatives. And so we want to begin with Janine Krashwak from the Autism Society of the Capital Region. Janine.